Hey guys, it's good to be back in Texas. It's been 15 years. Mom and I both went to college over here. I was at the University of Houston. Go Cougs. A lot of things I'm looking forward to, but most of all, getting some tacos.
Here you go, son.
Yes, sir.
Want some hot sauce?
Yes, sir. Thanks, man. Always taking care of me, bro.
I missed that.
Dude.
What? Too salty?
Dude, you did put a chili in there, man.
Just a couple. Welcome back.
A long time ago, Muhammad and I studied in Texas, so we were looking forward to returning.
When the world was wrangling with a financial downturn a few years ago, Austin's economy remained strong and stable. But what was it that made Austin immune to it?
Austin's slogan is Keep Austin Weird, and it's made up of numerous creative communities. We wanted to find out how this is tied into its successful growth.
Meanwhile, a tragedy had struck in Boston a few weeks before we were to arrive. American eyes were on the Middle East.
For the first time, we felt conscious of wearing our national dress, the kandora. Would we be forced to face unfortunate stereotypes?
We decided to hope for the best. After all, we've been traveling the world trying to overcome such mindsets.
Welcome to Strict Jersey Farm. Okay.
Man, thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure.
Joaquin, right?
Joaquin, which is the same. It's an old name. It comes from your land. Hakim.
Oh.
Hakim is the oldest horse in the history, of the Middle East.
The wise one, Hakim.
Hakeem.
The wise
Wise
one,
one.
yeah.
That's right.
The wise one.
We've driven like about an hour and a half outside of Austin. What makes a man want to live out here and make cheese?
I actually still live in Austin, but I do drive up here at 2 in the morning once a week to make cheese as we still make it around the world. They say anywhere between 6,000 to 9,000 years ago, cheese was discovered. It was an Arab merchant, okay, who was traveling with milk across the desert. And the temperature was too high. He was carrying the milk in a gourd made from a goat's stomach, which is how they used to carry milk. And when he got to his destination trying to pour the milk didn't come out. And they just went like this, and this clobs of milk that was basically had become yogurt, cheese. So what happened is they figured out that it was from the mouth of the stomach of the goat, okay, has enzymes that make the water, that make the milk coagulate. That's what creates the reaction in the milk that makes the milk harden into cheese. And they tried it, it's like, it's good. Can you make more? And believe it or not, the whole world started making yogurt, cheese, anything with dairies because of that original story. So the cheese that I started making was originally a queso fresco, okay? Which means fresh cheese in Spanish, which cheese that gets made fresh for the day and it's in the market the same day or the next day from the moment you've made it, okay? But here in America, you have to pasteurize fresh cheese, okay? They don't let you sell fresh cheese in the street unless you age it 60 days.
And you call it Dos Lunas.
And I thought, okay, so what happens in 60 days? 2 moons go by, Dos Lunas. That's what it is. The aging, 60-day aging is the 2 moons, Dos
Great
Lunas.
story.
Now, my mad passion is the way my father makes cheese in Venezuela. This is called Clásico because it's the classic way we make cheese in Venezuela.
Is that pasteurized or unpasteurized?
This is unpasteurized. This is the real deal, okay? It happens to be that I am lactose intolerant, and I cannot process pasteurized dairies.
I'm not lactose intolerant, but
Sensitive.
You got to ask Joaquin this question because Mohammed tells us at home that we should not have a lot of dairy.
That's because of his sensitiveness. Me too. But guess what? With raw dairies, you won't have that
are
problem.
you serious?
That's the reason why I got into this, because I realized that I had not gotten sick in my father's dairy. And I thought, could it be because of the pasteurization? And he said, yeah, that's it. I said, I gotta prove it. And so when I came to the United States, I looked for the raw milk and I started making the cheese. And it's like, wow, I'm not getting sick anymore. I'm actually feeling amazing. This particular cheese, okay, is my father's cheese from Venezuela. He's a cheesemaker in Venezuela. This, like I said, was originally this, okay, but it's aged.
Right.
So all the flavors here. This milk was never heated, higher than the temperature that the cows give us the milk. Cows give us the milk at 88 degrees. That's the temperature I make this cheese at. So it's like nature gave it to us. When I decided to make cheese, because my father asked me to help him after an open heart surgery in Houston, he asked me, son, can you help me carry my luggage back to the dairy? I thought, I'm gonna get so stuck in that dairy. So I said, okay, I'll go help you, Dad. And sure enough, got stuck there for 3 months making cheese. When I came back to the United States, after being 3 months in Venezuela, I started waking up at 3 in the morning, trying to think about the cows, the milk, the cheese. Oh, I'm in Austin. Relax. And my wife, what's going on? Just more cow dreams. She's like, you want to think about that? I think that life is telling you something, you know? So here's 2 of our cheddars and of course our classical that I want you to taste.
Can we start eating it?
Go for it, go for it.
So this is the classic,
That's
right?
the classical, yeah. This tastes like Venezuela. It tastes like the land.
You don't need anything with it.
With it.
Just eat it like
No,
it
you
is.
don't even need the crackers.
Seriously.
I'll start with
So
the
this is not
classical
just
as
a
well.
block of cheese. It's a story of a lifetime.
It is.
Literally.
That's exactly what it is.
So you're the go-to guy for local adventures here in Austin, and
Something
you,
like that.
You created a business out of it, or
Yeah.
you're creating a business out of it.
Yeah, localer.com.
How do you spell that?
It's local, then
Ur.
EUR. So like a connoisseur. So someone who, take a lot of time and spend energy to get to know their city and embrace their city to the fullest extent, whether that's the food scene or places to work out or hang out with friends. So we've built this community starting in Austin of about 30 people who we've deemed localers, who are, they're DJs, they're entrepreneurs, they're foodies.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that localer is able to unlock that, across the globe, where people in their city can share things about their city that a travel writer will always miss because they're only there for 4 or 5 days or something.
So listen, localer. It's very similar to what we're doing with
Peter Planet.
social
Yeah, I
travel.
mean, when we
Peter
heard
Planet.
about
Yeah.
it, you were like, man, that's exactly what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to film.
Well, I mean, I think that what's happening is there's this outdated thought behind tourism, which is people want to go to the stuff that everyone else is going to. Yeah, they may want to know about the types of places to go, but they wanted it to be up to them to decide where to go and who to meet, who to interact with.
And hey, look, you're not from Austin, right?
No,
Why are you doing
no.
this in Austin?
There are 2 types of people in Austin. There are the people who were born here and lucky, and then there are people who got here as fast as they could. and I got here as fast as I could. I went to the University of Texas, and Austin is amazing. There's a sense of creative camaraderie. And with Austin, it's like there are a lot of successful entrepreneurs here. There's a good body of investment money here. But even more so, I think there's a community that's a little bit less risk averse than maybe some other markets. And people want to take chances on entrepreneurs and on ideas that they think are relevant.
Well, a lot of people also said that, there was no sort of downturn here in Austin.
yeah,
was quite smooth.
During the recession?
yeah. The reason why Austin's economy stays strong is because people are so focused on local. Because when you have this, economic downturns, it's usually because big institutions are going down, whether it's in finance or big chains. Austin's like an anti-chain city. We like our own stuff.
Yeah.
And even if you just moved here, we're okay with your idea if it's something that's going to service Austin uniquely.
So don't misrepresent Austin, huh?
Exactly.
Don't say it the wrong way.
So this is the thing. The best trips that people have is when they meet random people who know that city, and they just start kicking out recommendations like, oh man, have you been here? You should definitely go here, but only go there on Tuesday because of this, right? That's the best trip, when you meet those random people.
Okay, that's the tagline for Peter Planet right there. Well, tell us some more about this pool.
Barton Springs Pool. It's, I think, the crown jewel of outdoor Austin. On a weekend in the summer, thousands of people are here. It's 68 degrees, I think, is the temperature that it is year-round.
Dude, I'm really hoping the sun comes out, man. Nobody told us it's this cold in Austin.
Yeah, it's this kind of freakish.
Usually we bring the heat
caught
everywhere.
Caught a bad season or something.
We're not really gonna swim, are we?
I don't know. Like, does it qualify as swimming if you just jump in?
I don't know, but Peter Planet is taking a masochistic twist.
Well, I hear you guys were in Ireland or something like that.
Yeah.
So
That was only 4 degrees.
When I was young, my father put me in the front seat of his car. He drove me through the threshold of the outer edge of town. That's where the stars are not disguised
All right.
by the city.
I'm on your count.
Ready? Down 3.
On 3, we gotta go, okay?
Okay, no, I'm
Here we go. 1,
When
2,
I was
3,
young,
go.
my mama told me take the shoes in my everything. I feel so lost.
Let's get out of here.
Sometimes she never lets me down. I want to serve the way she serves. When she is old, I'll take care of her.
So Emily, you're gonna play a song for us. What's the song called?
It's called Lionheart.
What's it about?
Well, it's about being a creature of habit. It's about a relationship with someone that, didn't want to accept that change is inevitable. And it's like the inner struggle between wanting to change, not wanting to change.
Can you write songs when you're happy?
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I have to just have a really intense emotion, whether or not it's really happy or really sad or just really excited or something, Like I can write music when there's an intense feeling that can't really get out any other way.
It's very raw, your music, and there's this vulnerability as well. But I mean, if you have to tap into that for every song, that must drain the hell out of you.
It's totally draining. Take it.
Shaking like a leaf, and you know that I'm dying. And you lie, just lying underneath the ground.
Well, I've been playing music since I was 7, but I was afraid to sing in front of people until I was 20. So I started playing music professionally about a year ago.
And how would you define your music?
Well, I guess if I had to pick a genre, it'd be kind of difficult because the first record is more like folk pop, but the one that I'm about to put out is more like indie rock.
You said you're afraid to sing in front of people. Why is that?
Well, one of my
You
friends...
seem like such a natural, like the videos that I've seen on YouTube.
Sometimes I feel like it takes the right person to kind of get you out of your shell. I met my friend Hannah, and she plays in my band, and she just kept pushing me to do it.
I hate to admit it, but you're so delicate. 'Cause every time I leave, your heart breaks a little bit.
Well, how do you feel about people saying, "Oh, what genre are you in?"
I hate it. I hate it. It puts you in a box, man. It's like, oh, what piece of the waffle do you fit in? It's like the corner. It's like, Like you don't have this like creative room to be like, I'm, R&B folk or whatever. I don't know what that would sound like, but it might sound kind of weird. But at least you would be able to be creative and not have a type of like pigeonhole, like you have to be this way or people aren't gonna like you,
Open wide and shut your mouth. Hold on fast, you're taking me down. Open wide and shut your mouth. Hold on fast, you're taking me down.
Cut.
This is craftsmanship. This is someone's life work that goes into these pieces. And so you want something that's going to last a long time. And the cool part about a lot of these boots they are restored vintage boots. So they already have a story. They've already got a lot of miles on them. They've already got a lot of wear. And I think they could complement any outfit that you would put them with.
Nice. John, do you think you can find us some cool boots to wear with these Candoras?
Cool. Take a seat and I'll pick some out.
It's definitely going to be fashion forward.
Definitely fashion forward.
We're going to make a statement here.
This is going to be a fusion, fashion fusion.
Oh, those look good.
Okay, so let's try on the gray ones first.
So from Chucks to boots, huh? My return to Texas.
That's right,
The right
that's
way.
right. It's got that Firebird stitch. It's sort of understated. There's nothing really saying, look at me,
Yeah.
coming in there. I think you're a look at me kind of guy. So, in
Okay.
a good way, in a good way. In a really good way. I always like to tell folks this statement that Andy Warhol made that I kind of live my styling life by. He says, if you dress for yourself,
Yeah.
that's selfish. If you dress for the approval of others, that's just sad. But when you dress, you should dress as a gift to others. Now these right here, these mean business.
These are snake skin?
Snake skin. They've got the contrast uppers. Okay.
What do you think?
I like it, but
It's like too
yeah,
close to what I'm wearing.
it's kind of monochromatic. It's like,
Yeah.
hold on, I think, let's try these.
Ooh, man, you're reading me well on the reds. I've been looking to buy some red shoes, actually.
So how come I don't see more people in Austin wearing boots, John?
Well, I think it depends on what part of Austin you're in. Here in the downtown center, we're pretty metropolitan. It's pretty urban. But if you drive like 3 or 4 miles in either direction, people are going to wear boots every day. They're going to wear boots with suits. They're going to wear boots with jeans. They're going to wear boots with skirts. They're going to wear boots to church. They're going to wear boots to court. They're going to wear boots to the hospital.
With Candora?
Yeah, you're going to see doctors walking out in scrubs with boots on. In Texas, there's no worry about boots going
I mean,
out.
if you look at global style, it's becoming very homogenized. So there's a hip hop culture, and that's available everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And I can't help but to think about ethnic culture, like local style, like stuff like boots and even Candoras. Are they being overshadowed?
It's interesting within menswear, there is a big movement towards heritage. They're very interested in what people wore at the turn of the 20th century. The heavy denim, the work boots, the things that were made by hand. Things were
that's
made
the
with
key right
original. Yeah, they're made with original materials, and this is an incredible spot because they make boots by hand. You get to walk into a place like this and actually meet the person that's going to make your shoes, which is the way it used to be 60, 70 years ago. That's just what you did when you got shoes.
John, I mean, what I thought was cool was a couple of people just walked in here with an old pair of boots, and they wanted to get it fixed or repaired. You don't see that anymore.
Yeah, we live in an age of manufacturing, particularly in fashion, where things are built to last one season.
Things are built to be disposed of.
Yeah. They had to be disposed of, and so when you get a quality pair of boots, you want those boots to last 20, 30, 40 years, and you get them resold. You come to people who know how to do it. They're made of quality construction, quality materials, quality design.
So when people talk about Austin, they talk about the music scene, and you're in a band.
I am in a band. I bet you if you ask half the people here, they're gonna say they're in a band. Austin is the live music capital of the world, meaning every night you'd probably have more shows going on in Austin than you'd have in any other city in the world.
And a lot of amazing bands have come out of Austin as well.
Oh yeah, there's been a ton of great bands like my band. we're called Driver Friendly. You can look us up on the internet. Just putting that out there. You got to do what you can.
What sort of music do you guys play?
So we're like a high energy rock band, but we have a trumpet and trombone, a synthesizer, 2 lead singers. So we're pretty unique.
But that's not your average like top 40 music.
It's not.
So is it safe to call you an Austinite?
Oh yeah, I'm an Austinite.
Isn't that what makes Superman weak?
That's kryptonite.
Is it?
Completely different. Austinite's what makes you strong. Austin's great. You have this beautiful lake right next to downtown, and then the lake has a trail that goes all the way around it, and people are just constantly walking, jogging, pushing strollers, anything you can think of.
Both of us actually lived in Texas before. I was here for just about 5 years, in Houston though.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't think I ever walked, and I never did anything outdoorsy in Houston.
Well, that sounds like Houston.
understandable.
Austin's a little bit different.
You're originally from Houston, aren't you?
I am, and as soon as I turned 18, I got out of there and came straight here.
Houston couldn't keep you.
No. I mean, Houston's home, but Austin's where you want to be.
So what are some of the cool outdoor activities that you guys can do over here?
So right now we're kind of in the central. We have a ton of kayaking. They have like stand-up kayaking. I can't do it, but you stand up and you kind of have this paddle. And there's a huge park where they have soccer fields and baseball fields, and then there's a huge pool there at the diving board, which is really cool. They have a ton of biking trails all over where it's like kind of off-road biking. There's a huge lake that's about 20 minutes outside of Austin, and so you can go out there with jet skis or a boat, and they actually have some like hidden cliffs where you can go cliff diving.
And so today we are going kayaking.
It's gonna be really neat. You can kayak and we can go up and see downtown. It'll be really nice. It's a beautiful day.
Driven by their funky slogan, Keep Austin Weird, the city has opted to attract creatives from across America to establish a home here.
They didn't pursue overinflated property schemes or corporate stock options. They invested in an economy of culture.
Austin's creative mindset has changed its cultural and business landscape completely. They have created a place where every aspect of innovation is encouraged and valued over all.
So much so that people across the world are using Austin as the new benchmark for the innovation generation.
The people of Austin accepted us for our ideas and who we were, not what we were perceived to be. It reaffirmed to us why we set out to make this show.
The truth is, we are more similar than we are ever led to believe. Until next time, Austin, keep on staying weird.